Are you a woman over 40 like me? I'm going to take you through my morning routine that helps me stay strong and flexible. As we approach our 40s and our 50s, things get a little weird, right? There's perimenopause, there's all types of things happening in our body that we may not be aware of. And what I notice more than anything is stiffness starts to really creep in. So I go through this morning routine, or flow as I like to call it, to keep my joints lubricated, to keep my muscles loose and flexible, and really to help me wake up to start my day. So hopefully you can give it a try. It shouldn't take you any more than 3 to 5 minutes each day. I like to begin with a big deep breath in and a slow back bend to stretch out my low back. And then I bend over into a flat back and deeply stretch out my hamstrings. My goal here is to try to get my palms flat on the floor. Then I walk out into a plank and push back into a downward dog, and I like to pedal my feet to get a deep calf stretch. I end up on my hands and my knees where I like to get centered before I go into a thread the needle stretch on both sides of the body. This is to really open up the mid-back, stretch out the muscles between the shoulder blades, and I like to model this with my breathing to help get a deeper stretch. After this, I open my knees really wide and I sit my hips back into a child's pose position. I like to go to the center for a few seconds and then walk my hands over to the right side of the mat and the left side of the mat for up to 30 seconds each. This feels really good and it's really good for releasing the tension in the low back. Then I go into a pigeon pose where I put one leg in front with the hip rotated out and the knee bent to about 90 degrees. The other leg is behind me where the hamstring and the hip flexor get a little bit of a stretch. I do that position on both sides of the body, holding for up to 30 seconds and again, anchoring it to my breathing so that my muscles get an opportunity to fully relax in this position. After this, I like to do a seated V-stretch where I open the legs up as wide as I can. I sit up really tall and I hinge my body forward, stretching out the muscles in the low back and the inner thighs. I walk my upper body over to either leg to get a deeper stretch on both sides. Then I lie down on my back with both knees bent and my feet flat on the floor, and I cross my legs over the body to stretch my low back into some deep rotation. Again, taking deep breaths and holding up to 30 seconds, and I repeat to both sides of the body. After I'm done here, I'm already feeling pretty loose, but I like to go a step further and stretch out the muscles on the front of my thigh, the quadriceps muscle. So I lie down on my side, partially with my face toward the floor, and I pull my heel toward my glute. I hold it there for up to 30 seconds, and then I rotate to the opposite side and do the exact same thing. If you can't reach your foot, you can always use a stretch strap, a belt, a towel, anything that'll help you get there more comfortably. Hold that position for 30 seconds and then stretch it out. I push myself up to my hands and knees and I do a quick cat-cow just to encourage more flexibility and mobility through the spine. I press up into a downward dog to get that final stretch into those calf muscles, and then I walk myself back up into the original hamstring stretch I started with. I usually find I'm more flexible. I come up, take a deep breath, and that's the end. I really hope this little flow is helping you feel better in your body. And if you want more moves to help you feel better in your body, you should sign up for WeShape. To get your free trial, click the link in the description.